This week we've got another watch in from one of those micro brands that I really enjoy reviewing on the channel, and that is Phoibos. This is a watch that we've reviewed before called the Argo, but this particular model is now available in bronze. And I know what you're thinking, why is it called Argo? Yes, there is some Greek mythology background to it. No, I'm not going to go into it because there's no other design language on the watch that ties it together, but this is a model that we've reviewed before, so I'll leave a link in the description down below, although that was in stainless steel. I know you guys enjoyed that upload, so I'm very interested to know what you think of this new watch now it's in bronze. So let's flip the camera around and dive straight in. This Phoibos Argo also comes in one of the cool new boxes. I am a big fan of this box. The previous box looked like something you'll get a sports cologne in or something not cool. But this is a cool little travel case. Instructions, you get your 2-year warranty with your Phoibos watch. Room for a strap you can put in there, or maybe another watch if you wanted to. And then here is the watch. It's got its own little recess plus a little bit of elastic there so it won't bounce around if you do use this as a travel case. Here is the watch out of its case. This isn't a new model for Phoibos. The Argo has been a consistent model that they've had. I previously reviewed their stainless steel one, but this one is slightly upgraded. So not only do we get the bronze case on this, and there's different color options. There's a purple, obviously this is the red. There's an orange, which I think is going to be a huge hit. They've got a blue and then also a really cool looking green one, which I think from the renders looks like it complements the bronze really well. Got stainless steel on the back so the bronze isn't in direct contact with your skin. The other upgrade of this over the other Argo that we looked at, the stainless steel version, which is still available. They haven't discontinued the stainless steel one. The stainless steel one is $345. This one is $499. There is a discount during this launch period, so for the next couple of weeks I'll leave a discount code in the description down below, but it's probably only going to be active for a couple of weeks, so if it doesn't work then it's expired, but I'll put a special discount code in the bottom for you. The other upgrade on this, which I love to see, they're now using Miyota movements. The previous Argo had the NH35A movement in it, as we've come accustomed with Phoibos watches. But the last couple of Phoibos watches, which I'm really glad that they've been doing, is putting Miyota movements in there. Nothing wrong with the NH35A. Phoibos have been using it for a long time. It is a workhorse movement, but it has different positional accuracy. Sometimes they're not quite accurate out of the box. This one, they are using a Miyota 9015, which I much prefer. They have good positional accuracy, which basically means depending on how you wear the watch, yes, you can measure a watch dial up and it will measure plus or minus whatever it is a day, but as you go throughout the day, because you're wearing it by your side, you're looking at the time that way, if you put it on your nightstand upside down, all of that adds to the variance. So I find Miyota movements stay consistently with their positional accuracy, and I much more prefer them. I love the Miyota, especially the 9000 series, and that's what's in here, the Miyota 9015. Date movement, love to see the date on there, and it's nicely got a surround. Other cool features about this one for your $500 at retail, and then of course you'll get a little discount, is sapphire crystal, 3 layers of anti-reflective coating, slightly domed sapphire. Really good price for a bronze case watch. Also a ceramic bezel that is loomed. As with other Phoibos watches, this does have a decent showing of lume, super lumen over BGW9 on the hands and indices. And of course, because they make a lot of dive watches, this has 200 meters of water resistance, although I'm not quite sure if you take this into salt water, whether that'll affect the bronze. The bronze that they've used on here is CuSN8. It looks like Cusinate on their website, they put it together, but it is Cu for copper, SN for the tin, and then 8 means that there is 8% tin in there. So the more tin, the more hard wearing, the more copper, the more brighter the color. So this 8, I think, is a good balance. It will still patina, but also the case is quite hard wearing. Comes in at only 108 grams, which wears very nicely. Here you can see it on my 7.2-inch wrist. All of the watches, they don't come with a bronze bracelet. They come on this FKM strap with a buckle and tang that is also bronze and has the Phoibos logo nicely embossed on it. This dial is a sunburst red, they call it, but it is more like a burgundy sunburst. As is synonymous with Phoibos watches. Distinctive designs, but highly, highly legible. Larger sword-shaped hands, really beautiful applied indices that also have a bronze surround around them, which really lifts the dial. Phoibos logo in a grey-silver colour. I'm not sure what that would have looked like in bronze, or whether they could have applied that logo. It is printed on here. It's a very intricate logo. I know that the Phoibos logo divides opinions in the watch collecting community, but I love it. I think it's one of the best micro brand logos out there. Always a big fan of the Phoibos logo, and I'm always a fan of this brand. One of the few micro brands that I still really review on the channel, just because I'm always excited about what they come out with. 120 quick click bezel, and zero play as we've come accustomed to with other Phoibos watches. They're usually, the QC on these is always top notch, the ones that I've seen, and for the price that this is coming in at as well, I think it's a great deal. Few little things to know about this watch. Let's talk over the specs. 40.5 case, then a 48mm from lug to lug. As we can see, it's a slightly asymmetric case, which means that it's slightly bulges out slightly more on this side. The crown steps out a little bit. It does look as if the crown is unscrewed, but it isn't. It has a separate, it is a sort of a two-stage machining that's done on the crown, but the crown embossed with their logo. The rest of the case is brushed all over, more or less. The crown is screw down, 200 meters water resistance, if I haven't mentioned that already. It is a thickness of 12mm. Now they're saying excluding the glass. So what that means is obviously you're not going to exclude the glass yourself. So it is more like a 13mm thickness, which I still don't think is too bad for a 200-meter dive watch. If we turn it onto its side, you'll see that with these Argos, the lugs don't slope down more or less at all, I would say. And if you're wearing it on your wrist, I'm going to show you a side profile of your wrist. If you do have a smaller wrist, this is going to overhang slightly. It's not going to hug your wrist perhaps as well as some of the other Phoibos watches where the case is more sloped down. So just keep that in mind. Beautiful coin edge bezel. Would it have been nice to see a bronze bracelet? Probably. But I think the only bronze bracelets I've reviewed is one from Christopher Ward and then also one from Zelos. Zelos do a bronze bracelet. So maybe it would have been nice to have a bronze bracelet with this. Overall, another cracking dive watch from Phoibos. Great new addition to the Phoibos line, the Argo line. Definitely let me know what you think of the Phoibos logo. I know that divides opinion. They sent me this watch in for review, so just keep that in mind. That's why you saw the paid promotion at the start. More importantly, what did you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, love it if you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up and the bell notification, and I'll see you all next time on Casual Watch Reviews.